Miesha Tate fights Marlis Kunin for the Strikeforce Women's Welterweight title. She's healthy and ready, and we look forward to talking about the biggest women's fight of the year.
Thank you.
Glad that you could be with us. Well,
I haven't done the 5-5s yet. That's going to be my upcoming fight.
Yeah.
I think 3-5s, yeah.
There's one person sitting here saying, I'd just like to fight again because she's coming off the knee injury. We're going to talk, Miesha, about your fight with Kunin coming up more later on, but what's it like to have to wait like this and just wanted to get back into action and you get the title shot?
It was terrible being laid off for a year, basically. I haven't fought in a year, and I like to fight every 3 or 4 months too. You know, I just feel like it keeps you game, keeps you something training for, gives you that extra motivation to really push it in practice, and you know, it's just nice to be back in action now, healed and healthy, and I'm just so excited to have that title shot again.
There we go.
That is Miesha Tate is healthy, back in action, ready to fight Strikeforce Women welterweight, belt on the line when she will be taking on Marlis Kunin and July 30th. That is not that far away. So, you know, welcome back to action. I think this is the biggest women's fight of the year. And you guys are 2 of the prominent faces out there in women's fighting. And what do you think about getting this title shot now?
It's great. I love it. Can't wait to take my belt home. She's keeping it warm for me right now.
No, I don't think so. Hold it. It's very cold.
Well, if I was her, I'd be sleeping with it, so yeah. I'd be keeping it warm.
What does this mean now to come from the injury? And, you know, you had to sit on the sideline. You've had to see her fight. You knew you were going to get the shot eventually. You know, she said on the show when she was here that she wanted to fight you. I mean, it's pretty obvious. You don't have to go down a long list of names to figure out who's the worthy opponent for this belt.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, it was horrible having to sit on the sidelines and watch Liz Carmouche kind of come up and almost win the fight that I feel I should have been in there winning, you know. But it's just like, it's a contact sport, you know, injuries happen, and it's probably not the first time or last time that I'm going to get injured in the sport. So I just had to take it for what it was worth, heal, get healthy, and now it's time to shine.
As far as this matchup, when you talk about the X's and O's, the strategy of this, when you go into this fight, obviously you know each other well. You see the numbers on both of you there. You know that Kunin is basically probably going to get this to the ground. How does this fight shape up for you?
I think she has a puncher's chance on her feet, and I think she has less than that chance winning it on the ground. I know most of her wins are by submission, but that's my strongest strong point, is staying in good position on the ground, getting it to the ground, control. I don't see how she would win it there, you know. 4
of your wins have come by submission, also more than your knockouts.
Right.
So you don't think this is going to be standing up too long either way?
You know, I've worked on my stand-up a lot over this past year, but I feel I still have the advantage more so on the ground. So, you know, I'm going to strategize. I'm always going to try to take it to my playing field. So I feel like taking it to the ground is where I also have more probability of finishing the fight. You know, we're scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds, but I'm looking for a finish. I mean, we could sit there and slug it out and beat each other for 5 rounds. Maybe one of us get a knockout. You know, I mean, she's not a knockout artist. I'm not necessarily a knockout artist. So I want to take it to the ground and beat her there, and hopefully either get a referee stoppage or a submission.
Designing and decorating cakes, where did that come from? I just changed the subject. See how I did that, Jeff?
What?
That's what she loves to do.
That's what I love to do. Other than MMA, yeah, in my spare time I bake and decorate cakes. I love it.
Do you still find it a little different that they do kind of dance around that, you know, it is 2 females that are going to be fighting for this title? I know you don't look at it when you get into the cage.
I guess a little bit, you know. I think a lot of times there's a misconception too that that the women that get in the cage have lost their femininity, or they're not going to be feminine. There's kind of perceived as maybe butch would be a word, you know, and a lot, you know.
Feminine to me sitting right here.
Well, you know, that's why I like to bring a little realness to it, you know, because not all the women who get out there are just, you know, monsters or look like dudes, you know what I mean? I think I keep it pretty real outside the cage, you know. I embrace my femininity, and I'm proud to be a woman, but when it comes down to it, one of my favorite things to do is get in there and punch someone in the face as hard as I can. I love it. It's just very exhilarating.
I don't know your relationship away from the fighting game with Marlis, but you both attractive women, and you both really present, I think, a very you know, positive, energetic. You'd want to see you two fight, I think, because, as you say, you do bring a different perspective in many ways, other than your actual being both very good at what you do.
Right. Yeah. I think it's better that way, you know. Be who you are.
That's it.
You gonna watch?
Oh yeah. We have Miesha Tate here. She's going to face Marloes Koenen. The game plan, what are they going to do? Now, I think that Marloes Koenen has the edge in striking. Although they have been working with Master Tongue. You saw Uriah Faber last time when he was fighting. Unbelievable. His hand speed, his timing, everything was on the mark. So maybe she developed that also on the side. But the safest bet, I believe, is for her to take Marloes Koenen to the ground. Maybe throw a punch, a lousy punch, so Marloes Koenen is going to counter that shot, and that moment use for a takedown. So first she throws a punch, she's countering, whoop, and she goes underneath. Boom. Double leg, go to side mount, preferably mount position, because we saw the past two fights for Marloes Koenen, she has a problem when opponents mount her. Okay? Marloes Koenen, actually, I think that her game plan is try to keep the fight on the feet. If it goes to the ground, avoid the mount and put the opponent in the guard. 14 of her 19 wins came by way of submission, so watch out for armbars. Godspeed, party on. Back to you, Ken.
Rewarding. It's a very rewarding job. You know, I mean, we get to go out there and do something we love, and if you turn it into something that's stressful or that you don't love, you know, I mean, there's no point in it. Right. Like, I'm happy when I'm warming up and I enter the cage with a smile on my face. I leave the cage with a smile on my face because I know when I get in there, I'm going to have fun. Like, win, lose, or draw, I'm going to have fun, and that's what it comes down to. You know, it's happiness. And